This is my Holy Priest guide for Firelands. This will be a pretty quick guide since it's just the raid and not like an overall phase 1. But yeah. Or expanded. So this is the tier. Unfortunately, the 2% mana every time, or every 5 seconds for 15 seconds when you cast Flash Heal, or Permanent. That's base mana and not max mana. So if you have 100k max mana, which I'd hope you have a little bit more than that since it's Firelands gear, and you should be decently geared with gems and stuff. Well, you should have more than 10 or 100k. So yeah. If you had 100k mana, you'd be getting 2k mana if it was maximum mana. But it's not. So we're not getting 2k mana every 5 seconds. It's very sad. So, yeah. And then the 4 set. So pretty much 4 set is whenever you cast a healing spell on somebody. I don't know if it like summons a construct or something. But the cauterizing flame. It seems like it is a construct. But that'd be so cool if it was like a little fire ellie that helps heal. That'd be so adorable. Anyway. But it helps heal injured party members within 40 yards. 100% spell power, so is that just like casting any other heal? Practically. Sucks that it has a 45 second now. But hopefully Foji makes a timer thing so you know when it's on cooldown or not. But yeah. Next is the BIS list. So I made a spreadsheet that's like the checklist. I updated a lot, so it looks a lot better than it used to, I think. Because I put stats, the gem slots, and enchants and stuff. So yeah. But I linked it in the slideshow. I will link the slideshow in the video as well as the Google Sheet. But also the little note that I put. Well, so we started doing heroics yesterday in the GGKP that I go to, and Jaws of Defeat dropped. And we didn't do on heroic. We literally got Major Domo to 19% on heroic. But we hit the enraged timer. But that's because, yeah, we did it one way where we were all running around like chickens with our heads cut off practically. It was crazy. And so much stuff was going on and stuff. But then we tried this different strat where we were on the stairs. Jaws of Defeat dropped on normal, and I was very sad. It went for like 7k, and the minimum being 5k. My current trinkets are Shard of Will and the Fall of Mortality. Also, Wowhead says that a DPS trinket's BIS. Is that just because the intellect? Anyway, it's like, how much more intellect? Wouldn't you rather just use Dark Moon card or something? If you didn't want to use Shard of Woe because it didn't have any mana. Because I rarely help DPS. Just maybe at the beginning. But you're mostly focused on healing. So yeah. If I get Heroic Jaws of Death, I'm probably going to replace Fall of Mortality. Because, I mean, be less mana. But, well, I'd have to play around with it. Because I really don't want to replace Shard of Woe. because if I use Shard of Woe with Harrow, plus having a Shadow Priest in the raid and stuff, you get like multiple extra ticks of Divine Hymn and stuff. So if you use Jaws of Death like 10 to 15 seconds before you hymn, you can stack up the thing that reduces your mana cost of spells by 1,250 for the heroic trinket. It's 1,100 for the normal trinket, I think. Anyway, so yeah, I would use Jaws of Defeat 10 to 15 seconds before, and I have my Shard of Woe macroed with my Divine Hymn. So the buff lasts for like 20 seconds for Jaws of Defeat, so I would be using Jaws of Defeat and then using my Shard of Woe and then him, because then my him is going to be a lot cheaper and heals more. So yeah. And a lot of the fights are pretty long, so I'd get to use Divine Hymn a lot. But then also, they are long, so I want more mana regen. I don't know. Anyway, you have to kind of time it easier. When it's like a pulsing AoE and you know, like you have the healing cooldowns, like, organized ahead of time, it'll be easier. But if you don't, it's going to be kind of sad. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so we can look at the spreadsheet now. This is it. Oh, this is my personal one, but it's fine. I got my best in slot boots yesterday for 50k. Finally managed to save up 300k from auctioning a ton of stuff and also getting lucky and winning a few BOEs. I only won 2. I really want a tailoring pattern to drop or buy one, because oh my gosh, I have so much dream cloth saved up. Like, on our server, the tailoring patterns are like 18k for the hit boots, I think, or gloves, I don't know. And then the living embers or whatever, or eternal embers, whatever the blue crafting one is, that one was like, they're like 10k each on the AH, or at least they were yesterday. They're probably cheaper now, but yeah. Anyway, so when those get cheaper and when the pattern gets cheaper, I'll make a ton of stuff and sell it, so I'm not broke anymore. So this is the spreadsheet. So yeah, you can see intellect, spirit, haste, mastery, crit, and spell power. That's only on the mace though. And then gems, sockets, and enchants. But then also here's a link to my Holy Priest Discord. I would like to make it where people can talk more on it. Like, nobody really, I feel like it's just me talking the whole time, because nobody else has said anything. Anyway, because discussing things would be cool. Because I do not know any other holy priests. Like, I know one, but he's in a different guild, and I don't raid with them that often. Like, I occasionally do, but not that often. Anyway, but yeah, I don't really have anyone to talk to about holy priest things. I know a lot of holy priest stuff too, which is kind of sad. So yeah, But here's the list. The problem with Fireland stuff is there's not a lot of options for gear. But yeah. Next is chakras. So when I was making this, I made this before Firelands came out. I made it like a couple hours before Firelands came out. So I was looking at some logs of people doing the heroics on PTR and 10 man. Because one of the groups I raid with is a 10 man. So yeah. But yeah. So I just looked at how like health bars, like if they were going up or like if it was more single target damage or AoE damage that was being taken, and yeah. In phase 1, so like Throne and BOT and BWD, there was like not a single fight that I used Holy Word Serenity on. I would only use it in like dungeons. But geez, I use like 3.5 fights. Elizrazor, like, is the fight that you swap between them. But so 3.5 fights are Serenity, and then the other 3.5 fights are Sanctuary. So Shinnok's is Serenity because it's mostly just spot healing if it's being done correctly, like the kiting and stuff and people running away from the spear. Like the spear's the only like AoE damage thing that you have to worry about. Then yeah, so then Beth is Sanctuary because of all the AoE raid damage. If you're up top, you might want to do Serenity. Yeah, that'd be a better idea because if I am put up top to heal, which I wasn't in the GDKP, so I was kind of sad. But if you're up top on the webs to heal, you want to use Serenity and then just binding heal, because that's what I just binding heal, because it does the AoE damage up top to everyone up there, and yeah. Also, there's there was like so little healing on 25 man normal compared to 25 man heroic. That's insane. Like the beginning is just so much damage on heroic, and also the last phase too. And then tanks are also taking damage. So it's like oof. Then Elizrazor, Sanctuary for the first part, Serenity when you have to heal the tank. I also use Serenity during the tornado phase, and then there's not really much healing to do during phase 3, so the burn phase. Ow, that hurt. There's not much healing to do during phase 3, so I'm just helping DPS. And then swap back to Sanctuary for phase 4. So like phase 4 is the big AoE healing thing that where she does that like ton of damage. So yeah. And then Rylith is more raid damage. There's like you're like not even tanking practically the boss until like the last phase. So apparently you can do one tank because you gotta tank the ads. and stuff. But yeah, or something. Right. You have to take the ads, right? I think you do. And then there's Balerock, Serenity, because the only people that should be taking damage are the soakers and the tanks. Jeez, tanks get hit hard. At first I was like, oh, are they getting hit for like half their health? But no, they're getting hit for like 80% of their health with one hit. Probably less than 80 or more than 80%. Probably like 95 or 90% of their health. And I was like, geez. You really gotta time your heals right. But yeah. Next is Major Domo. Holyrood Serenity is mostly. Yeah, because it's really only people are taking damage are when the seeds go off, the cat gems. But if you do it the way we tried in the GDKB, it's mostly just when the seeds go off and then the tanks. So yeah. And then Ragnaros Sanctuary for the most part. You could potentially swap to Serenity for part of it, but it's mostly Sanctuary. So yeah. And that's that for the chakras. Next is glyphs. According to Wowhead, the Dispel Magic is you want that one instead of Mass Dispel, which for raid definitely, but if you do a ton of dungeon healing, like the Inferno dungeons, Mass Dispel is a lot better because there's like multiple dungeons where you have to Mass Dispel stuff, like all the fears and the healing reduction debuffs and stuff. Anyway, so yeah. There's no changes for every fight, but Ragnaros. Also, Mass Dispel, or not Mass Dispel. Glyph of Dispel Magic is helpful on trash too. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for my Holy Priest guide. You can join my Discord if you want. I would like to be able to discuss Holy Priest things with other people that play Holy Priest. Because, like, hardly anybody plays Holy Priest on our server. And it's sad. Anyway, so bye.